This is day 774 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. If you'd like to sponsor coming share the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi or more, please call me directly. Be greatly appreciated. Today we're doing Taf Ayin Zayin Vav to Taf Ayin Tez Gimel. Vav Im Shav Lo Chav Yikom Lo Yiskar Shaf Yadav. You've forgotten any of the comment and you didn't remember after you watched my Makronim. Or Ad Shamar Havlam and Varech until you say Rabbi to their birth and Varech. Ola Yikom below Brechas HaMotzi. You still need that become without making new Amotzi. Even though the entire if you want to eat after these interruptions, have a hesach hadas, mitzvah levarach. This should be hesach hadas, and you need to make a new bracha. On Pesach, the attack rachmanas on Pesach rely on we're on sitting at the table of a Kodesh Baruch Hu. We don't have the permission not to eat afikomen. And it's hesach hadas. It's like it's going to be hesach hadas. You can watch that a bracha. For eat afikomen because I'm seeing kufayin test. Those who argue, you shouldn't eat afikomen at all in these circumstances. At least more rishon and rely on the first gezayis. We hold like the Shulchan who says that you should eat. I wonder if this ever happened in human history. Zayin, even remember until after you ate. Bench Birkas Hamasan, these car in this car conjure Birgafen. If you remember before you made Birgafen, Yito Yadav, wash, Vivarach Hamotzi, and make Hamotzi, Ochlafi Koman, and make Ito Vikom, Yachsu Birkas Hamasan, and bench again, Yishta Kosa Birkas Birgafen, and then use the third cup after the second benching. Those car Arukh HaShulchan, because don't remember until after you drank the cup. Or if you rack at Achash Birgafen, or even right after you Birgafen before drinking the cup. The muchach lishtos the kos k'yishlo yiter brachos v'atol. When you're compelled to drink the cup, so it shouldn't be a bracha v'atol. Those lo yichav yikoman. You should not have to come at that point. B'yismach matzah shochem b'korim. You line the matzah rather you ate previously. In yocha, because if you eat then afikoman, right? Tzarich od kos. You're going to need another cup. Avikamosi v'kos is like adding on to the cups, and which is no good. Achzeu b'mishni zar kol shana b'liv brachos v'matzah v'kos. That's somebody who was careful the entire year to bench without, not to bench without a kos, which is very rare nowadays. But us, because we don't usually bench our case. Well, you have an eitzah. You told Yadav, wash, you barech hamotzi, you make a motzi, yochav yikoman, v'arach birkas hamotzi, eat havikoman, eat in bench, b'likos, without the kos. So to remember after you begin the hallow, you can hallow, complete the hallow, reach the kos, and drink the cup, you told Yadav, and wash your hands, be yochal, havikoman, eat havikoman, be barech below kos, and bench without having the kos. Shlubura says that if you know the word Mesiach Das, you should not make a bracha on Tilas Yadayim, even after you already benched, eating again for the Afikoman. Okay. Ches, V'zel Lashon Rabbi Sei Ba'al Shulchan Aruch. V'im lo nizkar Achash Berach Bar Pi Agafen lo yecha Afikoman. If you didn't remember until after you made Berach Agafen, you should not have become Yismach Matzah Shochem. Consider relying on the Matzah you ate already in the meal. Yishkulam Shmura same Mishas Lisha. Assuming, of course, they wrote Shmura Matzah. Hamakush Logu Lasso Shimula Matzah is Mitzvah Mishas Ketzira, but in a place where well, actually, that's a statement. I should go back to that. Of Yismach Matzah Shochem, Shmura same Mishas Lisha, not our Shmura Matzah, which is Mishas Ketzira. You rely on the Matzah you ate, even though it's only Shmura Mishas Lisha. Shimur, Shimur Matzah Mitzvah Shas Ksira was our minute that we use for Mitzvah Matzah, Shmur Matzah Mitzvah Shamur from the time of harvesting. Even though remember till after Halal, and you didn't have that kind of matzah beforehand, you told Yodav you should wash, Yivarech Hamotzi, V'yocha V'yikaman, and then make a motzi V'yikaman V'yachzor Yivarech HaKos, and make a bracha in the cup again. And it should not be considered you're adding on to the cup. Sakal Shono. You can't ask. Oh, no, I was wrong. This is even where he had motzi matzah from shmura matzah. And he couldn't rely on that. So why now do it over again? You could say that we don't rely on that Afikomen have milsa babe nafsha. So Afikomen is a thing unto itself, which is very big chiddush. Sharatzin says if you start saying Hallel, you still before Nishmas, or before the Chasima of the Bracha, you should make a moti. If you come and make bench ala kos and say Hallel ala kos with the Chasima. Which you should do the Mitzaref that kos for Birchas Hamazon and for Hallel. Interesting chap. In other words, even though it's a kos of benching, you already did one kos of benching. So this one you continue, I guess, without hefsek until you get to end of Hallel. Mishabura says the reason why the shmura matzah which you use for motzi matzah is not good enough for afikomen is because this afikomen has a din that has to be eaten al hasoiva. So therefore, you even though you had shmura matzah from shatz katsira at the time motzi matzah, you still need shmura matzah from shatz katsira for afikomen, according to this understanding. Only if you ate the entire meal from shmura matzah, you matzah. We can rely on the rest of the matzah. The matzah, in other words, which of course, according to the Mishnah Berurah, does not really follow, because according to the Mishnah Berurah, you have to actually. It's not nechla soba, so how can we rely on that matzah, which is from the middle of the meal? Arukh HaShulchan doesn't hold evidently of that din of ala soba, so therefore you could rely on the matzah, which the shmur matzah ate during the meal. Avula matzah yishana, but not on the matzah at the beginning. Zesh kasu she asked about coast. They said she make another bracha coast. And again, that goes going back to what you were in the previous. If it's like the same mission needs a bracha coast. As some entire year, it's careful to make a bracha coast. I have to mention but we are not careful. Answer coast, you don't understand need a coast. Unfortunately, not seem to understand that way. But Cain, I think that what I wrote is correct. And Mishmur actually writes the same thing. V'im never afikomen is lost. You'll have kazayis matzah achers. Kazayis matzah different matzah. Sheikulam nishmar mishas lisha l'chol pachas. They're all nishmar mishas lisha l'chol pachas. You can lie that if necessary. Koshke meishul shmura nishmar mishas kitzira. And certainly you have shmura, which is shmura mishas kil shiachot tzarich l'achlo. Avol yish never koman, even though you lost the original afikomen, you eat from this one now. Tough ein ches shlochol achar chivikomen. You don't eat after the afikomen. Av kmoshel achar pesa ein lechol shum davar kadesh levat tam pesa. Just like after pesa, shouldn't eat anything. So now it's not to lose pesa pesach. Kmochem afikomen shul zechla pesach. So the afikomen, which is commemoration of pesach, ein lechol achrov shum davar machol. You shouldn't eat anything after it. Kadesh levat tam matzah in order not to lose the taste of the matzah. Chen lishlos kom mashka also. So to drink any beverage is also the bad mind except for water. Kadesh levat tam. So as not to lose the taste. Except for the 2 cups of wine which you have to drink because of the halacha of arba kosos. The famous Brisker Rav says you can drink tea, and presumably there's other similar types of soft drinks which don't leave a strong taste. The oilum is machmir not to drink coffee after that you come in. Fruit juice would also be assumed, also like coffee. Moshe Pesach Mishnei Mekomas just lay out the Pesach in 2 places. What can Afikomen? So the Afikomen is seen in 1 place. Well, if Mili of Sig with Shana, the Osik Moshe's bar, and it's no different than interrupting with sleep, as we shall see, which is forbidden. Kamochem Mishnei Mekomas so to Shani in 2 places in the house. Base Vafilu B'Cheder Echol Le'Echol Afikomen Mishnei Shulchanos. In the same room, you should not eat the Afikomen in 2 tables. Avo B'Chol Asuda and Peda. But the rest of the meal you can mingle. The rock of Yikomen should zeg lebez kamdin. Only have to come which commemorates Pesach. We're makit. If you started eating Yikomen and you fell asleep and you woke up, ain't no chos don't go back to eat it again. Kedina Pesach. That's just like the Pesach. Shazel kishnei mekomis because that's like 2 different places. Nechabura shivik tzosin yoshebemsa, but if only some of the chabura slept in the middle, hachozim ochlim ksheneru. The others they can wake up. They can continue eating when they wake up. Came when Shashar lo yeshnu because the other ones didn't go to sleep, and the place savers. Be near the mukulam and inaru. If all of them fell asleep and then woke up, You can't eat the Havish Makomas because then it's like two places. These Namukum, they all were dozing. Nim and lo nim, tear below tear. This is not quite asleep. The call levani. If you get called, you can respond. But you can't answer something which requires thought. You can eat things. Shena dozing is not sleeping. This is only if you slept after you began eating the afikoman. You can't interrupt in the middle. Interesting. If you fell asleep in the rest of the suda, when you wake up, you can sleep afikoman. It's not a problem. Kimo v'dad dezeshon ukorin la matzah and chels b'achor afikoman. That's called the matzah eaten in the afikoman. Ain't the tam lichayr. Doesn't seem to make any sense. Shaninu. What we learn and what we say in the answer Berach Chacham is Eimatin Achar Pesach Afikoman. We don't say after Pesach Afikoman Klumar Shlo Yechlu Shum Davar. We don't say Afikuman, take out more food. Afikoman Lashon Afikuman Klumar Minei Musikas, to take out sweets, desserts. Okay, Ekrinos Afikoman. So why do we call the matzah tree Afikoman? So I'm going to have to say this is the explanation. Afikoman Afikuman Klumar Rak Zeh Machol. Take out this food. V'lo yosef, not other food. Afikoman alachachilos. I mean, after you eat it. Afikoman kloman leblilo vi od machol. The afikoman, this one and not another one. But do you have any machol davar ma'achar afikoman? But do you have any asa you have to afikoman? Ein mechel b'chzor achol afikoman. You're not required to eat afikoman a second time. This is a so Mishabura seems to argue. But you have it, if you ate something after afikoman, you have to eat it because ice matzah, shmur matzah for the purpose of afikoman. Major machlekes there between Arukh HaShulchan and Mishabura. And here he says this thing about the soda, which I mentioned before. Now to drink a beverage afterwards. Except for water which doesn't cause a loss of taste. All types of water permitted, como seltzer, limonade, and lemonade. Those who allow drinking all sorts of beverages. The Rakachila serve low shasia, only eating is also not drinking. Chok Yaakov and the Taz. Any type of fixed water, which would seem to include coffee. You're allowed to drink Seder. Lakritz, licorice, I guess licorice water, which is a very strong taste. Certainly as strong as coffee. It's coffee. Etc. But he's barber simon top off. I guess we have to wait till we see what he says there. The Mishnah says you have to be machmir not to drink intoxicating beverages, and it's preferable to refrain from any beverage besides water and anything similar to water. Now it's a tzor gadol. You can rely on drinking any other beverage which is not intoxicating, especially on the second night of Pesach. Okay, so. All these years I've been machmir on coffee. I'm not so sure it's necessary. Tafai test. Koshlishi shibrichas hamazon. Third cup. Aleph. Va'achar shi'ochel v'yikoman. After yikoman, yumzagulo koshlishi. They should pour him for the third cup. Yivarach la brichas hamazon. And you can make it, you should bench over it. Kosher shitzar kakosh shiva dach. They wrote that the cup requires washing and rinsing. Even though the rest of you are not concerned to wash and rinse a cup, which comes out of the cupboard clean before you use it. But today we cleanse the cups of the first cup. Because we use the same cup for all the 4 cups. So therefore, we're not machmir to wash and rinse it. Mishabura, it's not clear exactly what he's saying here, according to Piskei Mishabura. He says even somebody who's not careful the rest of the year to see if it's clean, you should see that it's clean tonight. I don't know if it's going on before the Seder or in the middle of the Seder. Anyway, people are trying to get a zimun for the Seder. Not because of benching. Because they want for Hallel to be able to have responsive reading. One saying and 2 responding. If he doesn't have a zimun, his counts that his wife and children, sons and daughters, respond to him. Growing up, and as an adult also, I mean, Marstorm, we don't do responsive readings. I know it's the best way to do it, but that's not what we do. We just all do it together. Beis Zelosh Rabbi say about Shulchan Aruch. Mitzvah Chazer Zimun. It's a mitzvah to look for a Zimun. Bagosh Ben, the eldest, Omer Hodu v'Ana. It says Hodu and Ana v'Acherim Onim Archav. The others respond. The eldest can give permission to a lesser individual at the seder to lead responsive reading. Mishmur says that's only by Ana and not by Hodu. Not sure why. The other time when Zimun Linyan Halel. And they can be part of the zimun for Hallel, even though you didn't eat with them. Okay, which is interesting. The Nagush Ba'abais and Bar because Amazon Pesach, the Ba'abas, benches like night Pesach. Shemit says Tov Ayin Hui Varach. The one who has a good eye, he is blessed, and Hu Tov Ayin, and the Ba'abais is considered to be the Tov Ayin. Shomar called the Yesa B'Echos. Instead of being a seder, everybody wants you to come and eat. And we say Tov Ayin Hu Yivarach, Tov Ayin Hu Yivarech. But you can give a distinguished guest the honor benching. V'arei Medina, the Gemara Reach Mavarech, because according to the letter of the law, according to the Gemara, the guest is the one who's supposed to bench. Minag Lahosi Ba'Rachman, we accustomed to the Rachman Yachil Yom Shekulo Tov. He should bequeath us the day which is completely good. Yom Shkul Aruch, the day which is completely long. Yom Shul Tzadikim Yoshim At Torseim Yoshim Nanim Ziv Shchina. The Yom Tzadikim sit with their crowns on their heads and derive the pleasure of the radiance of the Shechina. Kimo V'achar Birkas Hamazon. After benching, Mevarach Bar Pei Agafen. The Shosa Kosa Sevi, drink the third cup. You take a bracha, make a drink the third cup. Accessible safe drank without inclining this barber seem tough iron base and chum the Evan you say the lawyer you can't but you should not make a bracha afterwards. So you should make kosher goes to be. Should not drink between third and fourth cups. First you shami. Shami shtaker. Shami says you might get drunk. Mashim the mashkish and mishtaker is mutter. Sounds like it does intoxicate, it's mutter, which of course is the source for saying all those things you said previously. You can drink. Mishnah says it should not be chemer medina, because if it's chemer medina, you should be machmir, which is interesting, even though it's not intoxicating. Okay, that would perhaps lead to chumrah and coffee, obviously, if you have chemer medina. Okay, miu mikosh lishi avo bishu gadol arbei cholishos kampamim. From the third cup, even though it's very large, you can sip from it over the course of the time between the third and fourth cups. The Mishnah Berurah says no, you should not drink the entire thing if it's very large because you should not get drunk. I think they both agree. You can drink, but don't get drunk. This is true even though you don't interrupt between the sips. Don't cost one cup, you should see achas in one ongoing drinking. Practice says, there's no why it needs to have das, it's all one cup. It seems to be automatic. And the Choronim have a richus. They spend a long time speaking about a minute, which we no longer have. That person will leave his house and go to a zimun in another house. It's not appropriate. No, you buy the Berachas HaMazon. Of course, I'd say not for benching. I feel a halal, but even for halal, ain't no lakom come in malkom. Should not go from place to place. Even if you're going back to your own home, which was in terms of halal, it's a mitzvah to say it with three, and if you call somebody else to come to join you, halal, he should not eat. He should listen to Hodu and answer them, and then go back to his house. So he should not, I guess. He argues. He holds that it is you can call somebody to come to your house for the zimun for halal. He says not that important because we all say with your wife and children. Anyway, Bachshot says regardless of Shab we don't never heard such a meaning today. But so everybody should finish the seder in his house. When I say an advocate is complete, when I go to another house, they know no. If you want to go somewhere else to answer, no, it'll just be Yodo. Then you certainly can do so. Of course, in the market, it's not an impediment. About the Yachid, Yocham HaHal, so even an individual can say Hal himself. Ach lo yomar rak hodu pamachas v'arba pamim. But then you should only say Hodu one time and not repeat after the end of each stanza. V'chem b'hal diyant Rosh Chodesh. I guess, I'm not sure what it means by that. How diyant Rosh Chodesh. Upashadu, I guess you can go say it somewhere else as well. Perhaps without a bracha. I don't know exactly what it means. Okay.